Finding myself in a bit of a unique predicament today because I hate cooking more than anything. Yet here I am with my groceries, my Brazil nuts, chilling with me and the dinosaurs on the balcony. Yeah, these are Brazil nuts. And I'm making an entire YouTube video all about what I meal prep for brain health, what I'm cooking for school, and my sweet potato disaster, which I burned in the oven and got all over the floor of my house. So stay tuned, watch this video with me and learn how to eat to support your neurons and get kick-ass brain health for school. And a little heads up, I'm ultra detail oriented. There's gonna be a lot of detail in here. And if you've read my book, The Glow Formula, tried any of the recipes from my College Girl's Guide to Better Brain Health, Glowing Skin, and Effortless Nutrition, I don't know why I gave it such a long title, but I did. If you've read my charcuterie guide or made the charcuterie recipes, you already know just how detail oriented I can be, but I think that's how we learn things. Here's my oven with my burnt sweet potatoes chillin'. And I'm gonna show you what I'm making for brain health and everything I got at Costco. Touch that? Yeah, I can touch that. So there are my cute little sweet potato. Ow, that just burned me. They're really squishy. They're like liquidy. Sorry, I'm like destroying my food. This is for me to eat. Nobody else is eating this. Well, if anybody else wanted to eat it now, they definitely can't. Oh, shit. Anyways, see how it's like orange? It's orange because of these carotenoid molecules. So any food like pumpkin, squash, cantaloupe, or carrots that are orange, these are all getting their color from carotenoids. Class of molecule that's kind of a part of the vitamin A retinoid family. So carotenoids are excellent for brain health because they act as antioxidants. Literally what an antioxidant does is it prevents oxidation. So if there's an oxidized molecule or an oxidized lipid, an antioxidant will come around and combat that oxidation. What an oxidized molecule is referring to, a molecule that's got one electron stolen from it. So electrons always want to exist in pairs, and this is stable, really good, this is healthy, this is what you want. If a free radical, something that you get from exposure to environmental stress, toxins, cigarette smoke, chemicals, pesticides, artificial things in our skincare products, food additives, these can either directly expose us to free radicals or they can just create a state of oxidation in our body. Either way, at some point, we're gonna end up with excess free radicals and we're gonna end up with some oxidative stress or oxidation. When you consume these antioxidant-rich foods, antioxidants are undoing the damage induced by the free radicals, undo the oxidative stress. How they do that? The antioxidant is able to donate an extra electron. So we said that the molecule starts off happy, it's got 2 electrons, then a free radical swipes one of the electrons. Now it's 1 electron, it's super unstable, it's angry, like this punk rocker gone mad, and he's gonna destroy your cell membranes. He can wipe out cellular function, wipe out mitochondrial function, damage cells like the beta cells that produce insulin in your pancreas, and that can lead to things like metabolic disorders, type 2 diabetes, blood sugar dysregulation. In summary, oxidative stress is bad, and it's bad for your brain health, bad for your metabolic health. So eating more of these foods, you're giving your body these antioxidants that it needs to combat and fight oxidative stress and reverse the damage of free radicals. That's the second time that happened. I'm gonna put him back now. But my point is, as wild as these guys look, they're also incredibly beneficial for skin health, like giving your skin that healthy glow and a healthy tan as well, because they're so rich in vitamin A. These retinoid molecules, they have the ability to induce skin cell turnover. It's like a biological skin peel. It's a biological trigger to rejuvenate, whatever. It's a biological trigger to refresh, reset your skin. I'm obviously not a gut health expert. I'm 21. I'm in university studying biochemistry and nutrition. I can't tell you like how the whole gut-brain axis works as much as I would love to know how it does work. But I do know that there is a gut-brain connection. What you do for gut health profoundly impacts and benefits brain health. This sweet potato, or really any potato, these guys are all super high in starch, sugar, and carbohydrates, which aren't necessarily the best thing for your health, especially not very good for brain health if you're getting all these crazy blood sugar spikes. They're not that great for metabolic health either. That is, if you're eating them in a way that's gonna be spiking your blood sugar, it's gonna be causing you to overeat. So what I do with my sweet potatoes to reduce the glycemic index, I cook them all at once and then I cool them. When you cook your sweet potato, you're opening up the starch molecules, so it's dissociating into glucose. So all that starch that used to be together is now in its single glucose unit. It's gonna have a big spike in your blood sugar. When you let your sweet potato cool down, these single glucose units will kind of come together again and like lock up, forming something called resistant starch. This resistant starch literally resists digestion. It resists your digestive enzymes from breaking it apart into that singular glucose. Instead, it's acting as a prebiotic. It's gonna feed all those good bacteria, supporting gut microbiome diversity, which we know is so important for immune system health, for skin health, and for brain health as well. I've batch cooked 3 little ones from Costco, including this guy who's like now all over my floor, and we've gotten to know so well. And he tastes so good. I'm gonna put them in the fridge to like actually cool down, and I'll just be eating these for the rest of the week. I do start my mornings super high fat, so I start my mornings with my coconut latte and eggs and avocado, and then my last meal of the day is where I load in the carbs to resupply my glycogen. So these are definitely a dinner, or if I have lab super late at night at school, I'll have this before or after my lab. Now let me tell you about my coffee. This is the coconut cream I got. I'm very happy about it because 1% of the proceeds go to protecting the Sri Lankan elephants. But at Costco, I got a 6-pack for like $14, which is pretty killer because where I live, groceries are so expensive. I got good savings on this. Why it works for a super brain healthy breakfast, basically coconut oil and coconut cream, any fat from coconut is really high in MCTs. And what's special about this fat is it's a type of saturated fatty acid that bypasses normal fat absorption. So other fats have to be absorbed through your intestine and transported through your lymphatic system. Then they enter your circulatory system, like right around here, and then they go to your liver. Medium chain triglycerides, literally because they are medium in length, skip that process and they go straight to your liver. So your body's able to rapidly super quickly absorb them, and they get converted into ketones. So things like MCTs or MCT oil supplements are very ketogenic, and they're excellent for brain health because those ketones can get shipped right to your brain. They can pass your blood-brain barrier, where your neurons inside your brain are able to metabolize those ketones as an instant source of energy. So some people will say, or some research is showing, that Alzheimer's, mild cognitive impairment, and all these neurodegenerative diseases, these are all problems of impaired glucose metabolism or impaired metabolic function in your brain. So by supplementing with ketones, supplementing with MCTs, or putting coconut cream and coconut oil in your coffee should theoretically be able to supply your brain with that steady supply of ketones that are gonna help keep your neurons happy, energized, and providing all the cells in your body with this instantly, powerfully potent, available source of energy. Also, I learned this the other day, your heart muscle, your cardiac muscle, largely runs on ketones, so it could be improving cardiovascular health and fitness as well. Did end up going to Costco, so I've got like a bangin' nut supply right here. Oh, that's kind of a funny thing to say. I've got a bangin' nut supply, but I have a super cool nut supply, and these guys are all incredibly, ridiculously good for brain health. So let us start with the Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are the most potent food source of this mineral called selenium, and selenium can also act as an antioxidant in your thyroid gland, which is like right here. Your thyroid gland makes thyroid hormone, in case you didn't figure that one out. And so selenium will act as an antioxidant in your thyroid gland to protect it against oxidative stress. So if you've got elevated amounts of oxidative stress or inflammation around your thyroid gland or in the cells that are producing thyroid hormones, you might start to see hormonal imbalances or issues with your thyroid hormones or issues with metabolism, because thyroid hormones directly turn up or turn down metabolism. So Brazil nuts, these are your really good source of selenium that's supporting thyroid production and protecting your thyroid gland. Favorite nut is pistachios. And also, look, you can see our dino pool floaties in the background. So me, you, and the dinos are going to be discussing everything pistachios and their melatonin has to do with brain health. Melatonin is either a hormone or a peptide, or it might actually just be a peptide hormone, but that's kind of irrelevant because we're going to be talking about its antioxidant function. So melatonin is produced by your pineal gland. It's this gland in your brain that like literally sits right back here. And at night, your body naturally produces and releases huge amounts of melatonin during sleep. The original understanding of melatonin was that it's the sleep hormone. To sleep, melatonin starts getting secreted and it keeps you in this healthy restorative sleep. However, things have changed, science evolved, cholesterol is now evidently good for you, sugar is evidently bad for you, and fat-free foods are also evidently bad for you. Well, the paradigm has also changed about melatonin because more research is stating that melatonin is not necessarily a put you to sleep peptide, but instead it's the super potent antioxidant that gets released in higher amounts during sleep. It's playing this super essential role as cleaning up your brain and doing a major scavenging of the free radicals. So it's not that it's putting you to sleep, it's that when you're asleep, you're not processing information or you're not needing to tend to the environment or even control your body. Your brain's kind of in like its reset, recover, store and synthesize memories mode, and this is when you want your brain's cleanup to be most active. You don't want your cleanup crew coming onto the highway during rush hour. You want your cleanup crew coming onto the highway when it's like 2 a.m. and there's no traffic, there's nothing going on, and we can do this great big cleaning. So the idea of melatonin as an antioxidant is that it's doing exactly that. Your brain's kind of simmering down, it's cleaning everything up, so when it's doing this cleanup, it's not actually doing any collateral damage or it's not getting in the way of normal brain function. Lastly, macadamia nuts. I don't really think you see macadamia nuts being too popular because they are super high fat, super high calorie. Well, actually, Brazil nuts are also super high fat and super high calorie, but we don't care about high fat because we know it's good for your skin and it's good for your brain. But we do care about sugar. I don't really eat anything that has sugar in it. But I do eat things with fat in it, so I'm going to tell you about the macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are a super great source of omega-7s and omega-9s. These are your monounsaturated fatty acids. Omega-9, either omega-9 or omega-7, I'll have to fact check this for you. One of them is called oleic acid. I believe it's omega-9. Omega-9 is called oleic acid. This is super, super potent in olives and olive oil, but it's also super potent in macadamia nuts, and oleic acid is specifically good at reducing inflammation and improving cardiovascular health. Omega-7 gets incorporated into cellular membranes, so all the cells in your body, the cells in your skin, they all have this lipid membrane, and essentially it's a collection of cholesterol, phospholipids, and all these fatty acids and a few antioxidants and proteins in there, and it protects the cell. It protects your mitochondria, protects your DNA, it protects all the compartments in your cell that are so essential to producing neurotransmitters, peptides, hormones, inducing an immune response, expressing DNA, repairing damaged cardiovascular tissue. These plasma membranes, these fatty membranes, are so critical to the function of every cell in your body, and you're getting a lot of these omega-7s that are helping build healthy membranes from your macadamia nuts. Eggs, which are high in cholesterol, that cholesterol, so long as you don't burn or overcook your egg yolk, that cholesterol stays in a healthy state. Your body will happily take in that cholesterol and use those fats to build strong, healthy, resilient cellular membranes. Other antioxidant molecules and fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, those guys can sit in that fatty layers and act as antioxidants, protecting fats from oxidation, which again all ties back into keeping that membrane strong, healthy, resilient, and preventing inflammation. And inflammation is just gonna crush, tank, destroy cellular function. Another thing, oh hey, bringing it back to our lovely pistachios, which I love so very much. I wrote about this in my charcuterie guide, all about gamma tocopherol and alpha and beta tocopherol, these specific forms of vitamin E and their role in brain health and neuronal health. So essentially these specific forms of vitamin E that you're getting from your pistachios, which you already know if you read my charcuterie guide. These specific forms of vitamin E are supporting neuronal health, supporting the cell membranes in your brain, and by supporting those cellular membranes, you're improving the accuracy and the firing speed at which neurons can fire messages, speed at which they can process information, synthesize information, solve problems, and execute these higher order cognitive functions. So you're getting all those benefits from your pistachios, which I actually forgot where I put them. And you're also getting these benefits from your monounsaturated fatty acids in your macadamia nuts. Here I am, 7 a.m., literally chilling on the couch in my Christmas pajamas with the fire, and this is going to conclude part 1 of the video because I went on and on forever. So stay tuned for part 2 because like obviously part 2 always comes after part 1, and we're going to talk about salmon, and I don't actually remember what I talked about in it because I haven't edited it yet. The first part I finished editing, and that's going to be released right now, which you already just watched, so stay tuned for part 2, and I hope you like the video. If you like this video, like, follow, and subscribe because it helps me. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought, and if you want to keep learning with me, get my book, The Glow Formula. You can get it on my website, nutritionbalista.com, or you can get it for your Kindle on Amazon, and I have a bundle on Kindle Amazon as well. The Glow Formula, Fat Loss Simplified, my fiber guide, and the thing about antioxidants as well. And then you can also check out my charcuterie guide that has the 23 charcuterie recipes for brain health, skin health. Again, please ignore my pimple, but I'm still an authority on skin health and liver detox. I don't know what time it is, but the clock just went off, which is fun.